Video game bosses are meant to represent the pinnacle of challenge in video games, with overpowered stats or superior powers meant to test your skills of the game's mechanics. They're sometimes enjoyable, sometimes a slog. However, video games are awesome too, as every once in a while, you'll get to feel the power and experience the scale only video game bosses know for yourself. Shadow of the Colossus. The culmination to Wanderer's savage slaying of 16 colossi sees him transform into the very thing he's been tasked with eradicating. See, the mysterious Dorman has been growing stronger with every colossus downed, to the point that it can now manifest inside Wanderer in the form of a giant shadow monster. It's an altogether brief moment, encompassing fighting off a handful of tiny humans before being sucked into the void and reincarnated as a tiny horned baby. A little weird, but it's a poignant ending nonetheless. For throughout the game, we're led to believe our mission to revive Mono via Dorman's aid is admirable. Instead, we're being duped by the mysterious Dorman into reviving their demonic presence. Metal Arms, glitch in the system. Sneaking under the radar is 2003's Metal Arms, glitch in the system. It wasn't a wildly played game despite the rollicking good time players had in its third-person shooting action. You'll play as Glitch, a robot who's joined forces with a band of droids in their fight against hulking Mega Mech General Corrosive and his Millbot army. Towards the game's end, Glitch encounters General Corrosive aboard the Mill space station in David vs. Goliath showdown. Actually though, Glitch gains control of the General via inserting collectible chips into the station's control console. General Corrosive's army of robots turn on him once he's under your control, with thoroughly entertaining non-stop shooting action ensuing. Streets of Rage 3. A series that needs no introduction, Streets of Rage is the marquee side-scroller beat-em-up. The third installment, first released in 1994, harbors many a memorable boss fight, but unbeknownst to a lot of players is the ability to play as muscle-clad series mainstay Shiva. Simply hold onto the B button on your Sega Genesis controller. Once you've defeated him, and when round 2 starts, he'll become available to fight with when you're back at the character select screen. Playing with Shiva is a blast, as from a purely power-focused point of view, he tops the lot. And whilst he cannot pick up weapons, he's amongst the fastest characters with a punishing twirling spin kick special move to boot. Evolve. The first-person action shooter comes courtesy of Turtle Rock Studios, whom you'll know for Left 4 Dead and last year's Back 4 Blood. Evolve took cooperative PvE mechanics but tweaked them into an asymmetrical structure. Gameplay consisted of 4 players working together to seek out a 5th, who is playing as a hulking, great behemoth intent on destroying an objective or wiping out the puny human hunters. The game's title, Evolve, comes from the monster's need to strengthen as the battle goes on, or they'll start out weak. The effect was a rather intriguing turning of the tables mid-match, whereby the hunter's early strength advantage would be cancelled out as the monster gains power. Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. Transcending 2 titles in the universally acclaimed Metal Gear series for the century, the first Metal Gear Solid games sees you battle Metal Gear Rex under the control of Liquid Snake towards the game's end. It's an epic multi-stage boss fight, completed with little help from Gray Fox. Fast forward to Metal Gear Solid 4, and how fantastic it is to step into Metal Gear Rex and feel that awesome firepower for yourself, making mincemeat of the hundreds of geckos, proving just how formidable Metal Gear Rex is as a weapon of mass destruction. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's kind of hilarious, really, that there's opportunity to play as Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3's final boss, Galactus. He's as formidable a foe you're likely to face in any fighting game. The reality is that at the hands of the player, he's damn near unbeatable, with unlimited ability for devastating hyper attacks, enabling you to waft away Ryu, Captain America, and the rest of the gang as if swatting away pesky flies. Prototype. In open-world action-adventure game Prototype, you play as a shapeshifter, Alex Mercer, who can utilize his superpowers to morph parts of his body into anything he likes. Weapons most of the time, of course. Blade arms, razor claws, telescopic whips, or hammer fists are some of the super cool weaponry at hand, distinguishing Alex from any other character and NPC in the game. He's also supremely powerful, with ability to one-punch kill enemies, take their form in disguise, unleash gymnastic ability, turn into an attacking cannonball, and what is a video game boss if not a super powerful opponent? In Prototype, you get to play as the boss all of the time. Final Fantasy VII. Okay, bending the rules a little bit for this entry. Whilst technically Sephiroth wasn't controllable during the Nibelheim incident flashback sequence in the original Final Fantasy VII, so by definition, you didn't play as him. Seeing his power up close in his brief time as a party member was awe-inspiring. There are those that lament the fact that he remained unplayable, but that's the point that Square Enix was trying to make. It's a moment intended to drum up the fear factor in Sephiroth's strength. Were you to wield that power, then it would lose its impact by the time Cloud faces Sephiroth in the final boss battle. The Evil Within, the Executioner. An entry this list was made for. The Evil Within's third DLC installment, The Executioner, tasks you with playing as the Keeper, who you'll remember as the harrowing meat cleaver-clad butcher humanoid boss from The Evil Within. He's a fearsome opponent, his brute strength matched only by his unsettling slaughterhouse attire. Gameplay differs from the mainline The Evil Within titles in that this DLC is first person, with heavy focus on melee-style combat. Surprising though is the Executioner's heartfelt story, which sees family man Pedro reluctantly plug into the Mobius-created STEM device to rescue his daughter. That's all before the chilling finale where Pedro as the Keeper faces off against a warp manifestation of himself, with an epic final boss battle against a charcoal purple sword-wielding variant. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Billed as a game which pushes the scale of the Force to yet unseen epic proportions, you'll play as Vader's apprentice, the phenomenally named Starkiller, who'll embark on a quest to track down and kill Jedi littered throughout the galaxy. Now, as the name implies, Starkiller is immensely strong with the Force. He disarmed Darth Vader of his red lightsaber as a child, plucks TIE fighters out of the air with ease, and even summons the strength to direct a falling Imperial-class Star Destroyer. So, in essence, The Force Unleashed is another one of those games where you play as the boss throughout. But wait, before you get your hands on Starkiller, you first get to play as none other than Darth Vader. Vader, of course being an insurmountable boss in many a Star Wars game, this time around you'll get to force choke poor Wookiees as you storm through Kashyyyk. I mean, I wouldn't want to harm a Wookiee at the best of times, but the chance to unleash the Force as Vader was too good an opportunity to pass up. So, did we miss one? Sound off in the comments below. And while you're here, drop a like and subscribe to GamingBolt. We upload new videos every day. You can check out some related content out here on the sidebar.